How does a gift tax work when using gift funds to buy a home? The federal government gives each of us an allowance to gift anybody $16,000 per year without incurring any gift tax. The $16 per year replenishes every year, and it's $16,000 per person. So theoretically, I could gift every person that I know $16,000 today, and then another $16,000 next year and the year after that without any gift tax. The $16,000 limit is up from $15,000 in 2021. Now, what most people don't realize is that there's actually a second allowance of $12.6 million. This is up from $11.7 million in 2021. In other words, let's say I want to give you $116,000. That's $100,000 more than what I can give you out of my $16,000 annual bucket. That's not a problem at all, because I also have the $12.06 million bucket, which is their lifetime bucket. It's called your lifetime exclusion. If I use any of it during my lifetime, I simply reduce my estate exclusion by that amount. So in our example, right, and let's just kind of give this plain example. If I gift you $116,000, I would take $16,000 out of my annual bucket for my exclusion and $100,000 out of my lifetime bucket. My annual bucket replenishes every year, but my lifetime bucket does not. In fact, I must reduce my lifetime bucket by $100,000. So now my lifetime bucket exclusion is only $11.96 million instead of $12.06. Now, if my estate is less than $12.06 million, then obviously this would be a problem at all, right? Because my heirs would have no estate taxes anyhow. However, if my estate is more than $12.6 million, then my heirs would actually have to pay estate taxes on anything inherited above that amount. In other words, the lifetime exclusion bucket is used for both gift and estate tax purposes. So every time I use it to not pay gift taxes, I'm also reducing my estate tax exclusion. And that's how and why the gift tax and the estate tax are related to one another. Now, some rules, okay? So follow along here. A few of them. Number one, no relationship is required, right? You don't have to be related to use either of these buckets. You can give $16,000 to a complete stranger and you would have no gift tax. You can also give money to complete strangers using your lifetime exclusion bucket and you would have no gift taxes. Number two, no tax to the gift recipient. Everything we just talked about applies to the person giving the gift. What about the person receiving the gift? Well, here's some good news. There's no tax due by the gift recipient. Okay. Number three, 24.12, so 24,120 total exclusions for married couples. One thing to keep in mind about the lifetime exclusion bucket is that the amount changes each year. In 2022, for example, the exclusion is 12.06, but it is scheduled to go up in the years ahead because of the issue of inflation. Also keep in mind that I can port over my 12.6 of my spouse is married over to her. So technically, a married couple could have a total of 24.12 million in exclusion. Therefore, if you're a married couple and your net worth is less than that, there's absolutely no reason whatsoever you should feel concerned about this gift tax. That's because even if you gift tax the entire net worth during your lifetime, you could pay zero in gift taxes and your heirs would pay zero in your estate taxes. That's why the gift tax is really non-issue for most people. Additional paperwork may be required if you're using a $16,000 annual bucket. The gift does not need to be reported to the IRS if you follow the proper procedures. However, if you're using the 12.06 million lifetime bucket, you will need to file a gift tax return with the IRS. Now, this is done to simply notify the IRS that you're using part of your gift estate tax exclusion. Use separate checks, making sure the checks are written by the specific individuals who are gifting the gift. In other words, if my mom is gifting me money and my dad is also gifting me money, you'll need two separate checks, one for my mom and one for my dad, right? We might also have to source these funds from a mortgage underwriting standpoint. Now, please check with me before you do any of this. We can discuss this in more details, but the gift lifetime exclusion and the yearly exclusion are methodologies or tools that you can use in purchasing a house.